Awesome. So if you are here for the session of the International Love Language of Business, you are in the right place. Is that where you all to be this morning? Yeah. Okay, awesome. My name is Dr. Genese Rogers Caffee. I guess you can say trade. I'm a CPA and I have a PhD. My past ability to say, y'all know, Charles granted the opportunity and myself to be chief in a town called Volo, the economic development chief. And, it recognized my passion. I mean, they also see that I had a vision. And, they showed their appreciation by helping my vision to help their town. And just to go in more detail, what my value was basically to look at their resources. This particular town sits on the Boulder River. We have tourism potential. But before you can create that, you must take the resources that they have that God has given us, which is land. And we're going to take the money that we make off. And the town has accepted my vision and they're behind me 100%. So that's one of the ways that internationally I've seen women show their appreciation for the things that we put before them. Thank you. And just to kind of step back, like to become a chief, you actually have to be a stool and you have to be recognized by the town for the work that you're doing. So let's go back maybe 10 years when we actually, not me, he, I just know there 2 years ago. It took me a while to get there. Sorry. I'm not knowing. So, I'm sorry, that was my question. So Lucas, if you can just give some details of what is Stool consists of and how the chiefs sort of come up with and what is Stool.
Okay, thanks everyone for having me. I'm so grateful. Yes, Mr. Ray, first of all, I am Torgbe Volo, which is the stool father for Torgbe Yingor. This is Mr. Ray Caffee. I am his stool father. He's a visionary chief because he has a lot of vision, and the village appreciates him a lot for what he does. In all, he helped a lot of people in the community. Even our health center, which is the clinic, it wasn't functioning well. There were certain things that the clinic need. He provided AC to the pharmacy. We were having only 3 beds, but he bought 7 beds addition to it. Some can occupy the OPD and some can also occupy the maternity ward. At the same time, he had more vision to rebuild the clinic that we can get a large facility. So the town realized that no, this visionary brother that came into home. So the appreciation that they gave out is to instill him and the wife as economic and developmental chief for Volo. So, Volo is one of known town in Ghana that lovely people, adventure places, have good land, have good landscaping, have a beautiful lake which is river or river water. So it's a good place. So the appreciation, the elders, the entire elders and opinion leaders and the chiefs for Volo they give is to instill him as a developmental chief for Volo.
Thank you. Step back with what you said in regards to the helping of the clinic. And that kind of moves me to the second love language that I want to discuss, which is acts of service. Exactly. So, what do we know about acts of service and the traditional love languages? You look at it. I just want so what do we know about acts of service?
It's basically something that you can do for someone else. Basically offer to meet a need or something to uplift them, something that it connects with them.
Right. So acts of service is offering help to others. And I will tell you, and my husband knows that is my love language.
Me
I
too.
have so much on my plate. I have so many things to do. And the little things like every Tuesday, fill up my gas tank or run and check the PO box or it's just the little things, right? That can be taken off our plate to offer us help.
Yeah.
So that we can, yeah. And you didn't think it was coming to a relationship. Sorry. It has to relate because it's all connected, right? Yes. It's about love language is about communicating and building relationships. Yeah. And that's what international business at the end of the day is. It's communicating and building relationships. And honestly, the work that we're doing there and the business that we develop, it all came through relationships. And Ray, if you could just go ahead and I just want to tap in since we're talking about building relationships. Can you talk about your initial back in 2007, how this all started?
So yes, in 2007, we had a T-shirt shop inside of a mall, and the security guard and the guy that filled up your vending machine, they were both from Ghana, and I seen them talking amongst each other, and then they came to me and they asked me, "Was I from Ghana?" And I kind of laughed it off and said, "Really, I don't know where I'm from. I'm African American." He just got brought over here. I'm not really sure. So, but I told both of them that I am highly interested in less in Africa, in no matter where. And since they both was from Ghana, I had built a relationship with the guy that was doing the vending machine. And was close in age. And he told me at that time that he was sending office materials over to Ghana. So me and him became friends, and from that moment on, we started sending computers and office chairs over to Ghana. I never went, but I had faith that this was going to be something bigger in the long run. So I went in with him every month. We would go and collect from other Ghanaians that was in the Northern Virginia area, and we would load up a container and sitting over the ground. It took 28 to 30 days for the container to get there. But throughout all of this, I ended up meeting more Ghanaians and just the love of the people. A lot of times there's a misconception that, a lot of the leaders in Africa don't like African Americans. And I have definitely debunked that. They love us and they want us to come and build a relationship with them because they have resources that we know how to utilize, and if we come together, this is something small that me and this one guy back in 2007, and here we are in 2024, and the things that I have accomplished through this relationship, I mean, I couldn't have never dreamed of this, so.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And, here in business, we kind of see access all the time. We jump in and help someone out. And sometimes just helping, you don't realize that you're creating that relationship. And in turn, it could lead into business development, business relationships, and things of that sort. So I would just move on to the next love language. Anyone wants to throw one out there?
Gift giving.
There we go. Gift giving. Yes, yes, yes. So how do you see gift giving in the business world? Is it often?
Rendering our services without cost.
Exactly. Rendering our services without cost. And as well as, we may see some type of monetary bonus, like a check, right? Or you know how we have those milestone bonuses where after 5 years you get a watch. Or after 10 years you get a clock, right? So we see different gift giving in that sense. But we also have to be sensitive to the culture as well. Because sometimes gift giving here could be seen as a bribe. Right? So we have to be careful with it. So I want to go back to our experience and what we see and what gift giving looks like internationally from the Ghana side. I don't know if Lucas can hear us. Ray, you want to chime in on what you've seen as gift giving?
Sure. Okay. So on the business side, one thing, first you have to understand what your investment is. And my investment is farming and tourism. And in order for you to have a tourism spot internationally, the medical center has to be something that the tourists can trust if something go wrong. So that's why the medical center is one of the first places that we started to really focus on because we knew that was important. So the first thing I did was I did a tour. And once you do a tour and you see things that you know should be better, it should be a no-brainer if you're able to do it, to go ahead and step in and put those things in place so it can serve not just for the people, but also for tourists once they do start coming. And so the gift giving that I done was I donated beds, air conditioners, mattresses, and things of that nature. So that adequate medical attention to be served.
And also when we talk about the chief, so now I'm going kind of out of the business side into the village because we're building relationships, right? So when I first went over to Ghana, again, I didn't understand how big it was. Like he had been several times, 5 years before me, and finally he's like, "Oh, I'm in the school, and the whole family has to come." So I'm like, "Okay, I'm just gonna go." But the culture in terms of the gift giving, especially when it comes to the chief, it is very different. It's very ceremonial. Lucas, if you can hear me, I would love for you to chime in on the snaps and how the chiefs are provided with gifts and what they're given.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, so when we believe in tradition in Ghana, so when you are going to meet a chief or you are going to a chief palace, you need to have 2 of drink because our understanding of our culture is we walk on 2 legs. So if you want to give drink or something to the chief, suppose you be 2 drinks to schnapps, 2 schnapps. So as soon as you get to the palace, you let the assistant of the chief welcome you and take you into the palace to the hall. So you get into the hall, you will do handshaking from the right side across all the panels before you sit down on the seat. So the chief will welcome you again. You are welcome. They will offer you water or some drink. Welcome you. So after I welcome you, the message that you have for them, you will deliver. So after delivering your message to the chief, and the chief accepts everything that you deliver, then you will present the drink, which is the snap, to the chief, that this is what you have for traditional to present to him. So that you are giving this drink to him, so that they will use it to be praying for you, to be praying to the ancestors on the land, for your businesses, or the message that you brought. They will pray for you anytime they want to pray for everybody. The ancestors will use the drink to pray for you. So that's the culture that we have. That's our traditional. So the chief will accept the drink, faithful and with happiness for your motivation. So that is it.
Thank you, Lucas, so much. Thank you for sharing that. And he can explain it and talk about it, but to be there in person, words can't describe what it is and what it feels like. And that's what I would say about anything that you want to do internationally. So for my husband, yes, Ghana was his first venture, and in actuality, my first venture was in the VR. And it's very important to have connections and build relationships, because when I go tell you, things did not go as planned as I thought it did at went with me trying to do business in the VR versus what we have going on here. And if I had to attribute it to anything, I would say it's definitely the relationship. Definitely having boots on the ground, having a team on the ground, and a goal. A goal. So if you're thinking about doing any type of investing or starting a business internationally, I say go. Go and have a team as well. Okay, do we want to move on to the next love language? Yeah.
What, you quality time already?
Quality time.
Yeah, quality time.
Quality time. Yes. Now, quality time was my husband's love language. So, how do you see quality time spent in the business world?
Maybe one-on-ones, meetings.
There you go. One-on-ones. Meeting one-on-ones. What about retreats?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, retreats. That's what we have in the business world where we spend quality time.
Sometimes lunches. Yeah.
So working lunches. Yes, working lunches is definitely a way to spend quality time with a teammate. And internationally it looks a little different. I would say from at least my experience with the Ghanaian side, the one-on-ones are not as popular. So group meetings are prevalent there, and even when meeting with the chiefs, and I'll share the story of when I went my second time after we got to Stool. There was this one queen mother, and I wanted to meet with her. And I invited her, and she came, and we met. And Lucas, was considered our Stool father. So he had to pull me to the side and say, you can't have, and you have to be careful with having one-on-one meetings, because there's many queen mothers and they all are supposed to meet. So that's a big cultural difference, because for me, I didn't think it was a big deal because I was connected to this queen mother, because during the installment, she did a lot. She tied my guards up, and she gave me some kente cloths to make sure things were being held properly, and all the traditional things. And she showed me a lot of
traditional things. So she connected, I was very connected with her, but, he had to educate me on that cultural side. Even with my husband, when he goes over and meets with the chiefs, like they go to the palace and all the chiefs will come to the airport, we'll bring them there. But again, it's a different culture. So understanding the culture in terms of how meetings should go, what are the chain of commands, the same thing we have here, right? But it's just, what does that look like in the area that you're doing business international?
And patience.
There we go. And patience. Yes, yes, yes. Patience is a big thing. So here we're very punctual, right? But let me tell you, everything is fresh over there. So if you're going for a lunch meeting, prepare for 2-3 hours just to get your food. Yes, yes. So patience is definitely key. So now I think the last subject that we didn't talk about was physical touch. And Ghana is similar to what we see here, the standard handshake, right? So in some countries, they're okay with hugging, but traditionally in Ghana, they don't do much hugging. It's handshake. So again, understanding the culture and what is accepted in that area.
Left hand, right hand. The left hand, right hand. With you shake with the right hand, and the left hand is for everything else.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm. And even the order, because I don't know if you heard Lucas, but he talked about the order of when they shake hands in the palace. You even go a specific direction. Mm-hmm. Yeah, to be on a certain side. Yeah, you're on a certain side. Correct.
You want to go to a game?
No, it's okay. It's okay. So, what are we looking like on time?
Go and see what is missing, why, and which like field they could invest. What is your advice about it? It's in terms of profit. Is it okay? And you are not physically there, and are people there trustworthy? Your team, things like that. Yeah,
That's a great question. So, I will say, so the question is, how do you know what to invest?
yes, and it's like simple question. How do you know what to invest?
Mm-hmm.
And can you trust like your team because you are not there? And in terms of profit, is it rentable? It's like
Right.
two question.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay. So let's talk about how you know what to invest. And I think Ray, we had a conversation about this not too long ago. But it kind of ties back to the same thing we see here. What is the need? Right? What is the need? And when you see what the need is, and not only that, not only what the need is, but what are you passionate about? So I didn't understand why my husband kept talking about hemp. And Lucas didn't share the story. We didn't get on the hemp farm, but when he went in 2019, his mission was to figure out where he could grow hemp. And that's how Ray and Lucas actually met. However, hemp was not, now Lucas didn't even know what hemp was. They said, oh, this is taboo. You'll never be able to grow hemp in Ghana, right? So then 2020 was during COVID. My husband's phone started blowing up. They passed a bill to grow hemp in Ghana. And he was the one in 2018, 2 years prior, searching for ways to grow hemp. Because that's his passion. If you go to his Facebook page, almost every post is about what we can do with hemp. Right? So now we know that the soil is fertile there, right? And he was already doing hemp farming here. And he always had a passion to do business there. It's like marriage too. So me and the passion. and then the money will follow.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna say, and then also you want to mention that we do have the Volta Roots investment tours. So another thing is to go with someone that has already vetted it, that you already know, like, and trust. So perhaps do your research on a company, or someone that has been, like, for example, this company, he's been there over how many years, and so you can just really go for yourself and see, like she said, but also go with an investment with a company that is boots on the ground, that is like doing what they say they're doing, so perhaps going with a organization or group that is already doing the thing that you're interested in.
Right. And let me, I'll share this too, because like everything is, not good. And again, I thought, right, it's about trust.
Right.
I thought I had a great connection, good people on the ground in the DR. But when things don't work out, you have to understand what is your exit strategy, and also what are your options, right? You want to add anything to that, Ray?
Well, I wanted to elaborate on things to invest in when you go to different countries. I advise anyone who go on vacation outside the U.S. always find a tour that is business oriented. Like whenever we go somewhere, I give an example for Puerto Rico. We went on a real estate tour, and we got to it all over Puerto Rico. So it's where we could buy land, where we could buy houses, what we could do with it. And in that way, you can get an idea. So the first thing you want to do when you do international business, you want to get the lodging portion of it. You don't want to have to pay for a hotel or Airbnb every time you come if you plan on doing business somewhere. So building a house or investing in something dealing with lodging would be one of the first things. So while you're there, you just want to take notion on what is a convenience that you have in the U.S. that you see is actually missing where you're at. And sometimes just that one thing here will show you a business plan where you can offer something that you're used to that you don't see where you're at. So, and the exit strategy, yes, you want to have an exit strategy, but everything should be contracts. You should have contracts with everything that you do. You want to establish some type of legal presence in the country that you're doing business in, so you can be on top of the legalities of that particular country. But everything has to be contracts after you build a relationship, just so you can have that exit security for exit.
Like worth it? You get your money back. Is it like okay?
For the profitability, yes. So depending on the industry, so one, I can say this: you have to understand the exchange rates, right? So there's the dollar here is not is 10, what is the exchange rate, 11 or something now?
What is the dollar?
And yes, down in CDs.
Look, what is it? $15 to a dollar now.
So when I first went, it's yes, the exchange rate. Okay. It's 16.5. 16.5. So for every one of our dollars is 16.5 Ghanaian CDs. When I first started, right. So when I first went, it was about 6.5. Right. So when I first went, it was about 10. Right. So you have to take that into account, especially when you're building what the profit will be, because when those rates change, it affects what you're doing. And I know it affected us because we're building. We have a, I think Lucas is on the river. It looks like he's on the river right now. But we're building a boutique hotel on the river.
I can show you right now too.
Let's see your view. What I is right now. It's a beautiful beautiful view. And
Okay.
So yeah, let me show the beautiful world there, with the beautiful island and homes.
yeah, so across the street there's an island. There's a African American couple that owns that island. They're from DC. It was about 15 acres, I believe. I think they let the original people keep 5. So the original people of the island, they actually stay and keep up with the land over there. And then they've built a solar house. Like they self-sustain everything. So it's really neat. We actually take a canoe over there and go visit them. And they're like an hour from us. They have a business in DC, and they just decided to move and buy out and go.
So, question: them keeping 5, was that connection that you keep? Them you gave up something in order to have the holistic.
Yes, exactly. Because the family couldn't afford to take care of it, right? And then the family just couldn't afford to take care of it.
So that's kind of what your husband was talking about, seeing like our assets versus their need.
Correct. Absolutely. Seeing our assets versus their need. Yes. So Lucas is giving us a tour. So yes, Brittany building a boutique hotel on the river. We're also building another hotel that's further out, and that's a longer project. Which is in Volo, the town that we're actually installed in.
Yeah.
And we have how many acres, right? 200?
For him?
For him.
Are you referring to the him?
Yes, him.
Yeah, we'll be growing on 300 acres.
So we'll be growing on 300 acres.
And we'll be employing over 450 people.
Right. So with that, again, it's about community, right? So we can build the tourism. So what are we doing for the people?
Right.
What are their jobs? Right. And then even with the builders, like we want to make sure we're employing people from the community and giving them an opportunity.
Not just benefit.
And there's a lot of developers over there. And they're over there for the money, which is the wrong reason.
Right.
The wrong reason. You see a lot of developers over there. And, I always think about, where are the people, where the people going to go? Right? Where are the people going to go? The families, right? Right.
That's neat.
I think Lucas is on the roof now. Right, kids, right. We love it.
For 2025.
That's very nice.
Yes.
For your short-term goal, that's very nice.
Yes, that's amazing.
So we will be, when our boutique hotel is done, even before, we're actually going to Aide, but we go every year where there's like a big chief ceremony that we take part of. If I wasn't able to slip this friend, but I had pictures just showing the different ceremonies we in it. But I got that in this year of, we are going to tour April of 2025, and we are going to brave history. So the tour is about, learning and understanding, our history, but also seeing how you can help, within that thing. Because it really, really does take a village. And I can say with my experience, like I said, I wasn't going as much as he was, but when I went there, my experience with the installment was a whole collision for us to help. Like, I don't want to say it was a verdict, but I felt it. Philip on our shoulders. Yes. Yes.
Heavy is the crown queen.
You hold it well.
Bless you.
Thank you both for joining me. I think we're wrapping up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it.
Can I ask something small?
Yes, you can add something small. It's good today.
Or I want to thank everybody for having me, and I'm happy to have everybody to this platform. I want to add everybody that they should come home. This is motherland. This is our home.
Sure.
Please come and invest. I will assure you 100% your investment will grow bigger. So we have a quality, which is we have a good plant, we have a good people, good food, fruits. So there's the home, good air. The air is good. The air that we breathe here is good. Everything is serene, everything is green. If I show you the back of the lake, you see everything is green. So please come and invest. 2025 should be your dream. Should be a dream investment tourism in Ghana. So I urge everybody to come home, come to the motherland. The ancestors are ready to remember you when you come to the land. We dream for you. The business will grow more and more.
Yes.
I thank everybody for this platform.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us for the International Love Language of Business.